Do you ever ask yourself if your voice is being heard? Is it even necessary in your world? Do people even miss your voice? Do people miss you when you're silent or just not around? So many of us struggle with these questions and so many other questions just like these, simply because we are caught up in the notion that every person has to have a voice. But that means that every person has to have something to say, and having something to say isn't always the case. Yes, even I, someone that speaks for a living as part of my vocation, I don't even feel like speaking all the time or feel like I need to say something, although I'm pretty sure my wife would disagree with me on that one. The thing is this, having to speak all the time means that I'm always blasting out my opinions or my thoughts on anything and everything. But those thoughts and those opinions, they aren't always necessary and they aren't always needed. There's a shocking statement that says, if I wanted your opinion, I'd have asked for it. All too often, I have been guilty of simply offering my opinions and thoughts without ever once considering if the person or persons I'm speaking to even require what I'm about to say or what I might have just said. Jesus himself knew the huge impact of ill-spoken words, for the Gospel of John records this in verse 49 of chapter 12. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me. He gave me a commandment of what I should say and what I should speak. In his Proverbs, King Solomon likened a loose tongue to godlessness, which brought about destruction. The Apostle Paul writes to the Colossians, instructs them to let their conversations be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that they may know how to answer everyone. Paul, the Apostle, speaks of answering everyone, not having an opinion for everyone. My opinions have gotten me into some real sticky situations in my life, situations that could have been avoided if I'd simply kept my mouth shut. Even in those moments that I thought that what I had to say was needed and or valid, time has proven that my opinions and my thoughts were better off being kept to myself. Now, churches, the body of believers, that is, not the buildings, and individual lives, both of these are destroyed by loose words and unnecessary opinions. And yet there is a burning desire inside so many simply to have something to say, or worse, to have the last word to say on anything. If we truly live a life that is fully yielded in submission to God the Father through Christ the Son and empowered by the Holy Spirit, then we must confine the opinions of the mind to seek out the words that are spirit and life, and learn to hold back and bridle the tongue when we feel like we just have to say something. My grandfather used to say, if you have nothing good to say nothing at all. Now, if I reflect deeply on the words of Christ, I could amend that old proverb slightly and say this: if you have nothing of God to say, then say nothing at all. Words hurt, words cut, words wound, and an ill-placed word can often be the thing that some people never recover from. I know, because it's taken me 20 plus years to recover from words spoken to me and words spoken over me. But we cannot truly see the depth of word wounds, both in our own lives and in the lives of others. So I encourage you today, reflect on your life, reflect on your words. And if any words have come to you or come from you that do not speak in spirit and truth, that do not bring life but bring destruction, and reject those words, silence those opinions. And as Christ himself said, let us only speak as the Father commands, that the Father has for us to say. At the end of it all, if my words, if they're not in accordance with his words, then my words mean nothing. So stay safe, stay blessed, but above all, stay in the Spirit. This is your friend and your brother, Bishop Kai, signing off.